Hello, hello. It's a big day for me. I'm flipping through my first complete year of bullet journaling. I'm so glad I began this journey. Even though I've only been at it consistently for a year, I feel like I've learned a lot. In the description box below, you'll find links to each month's plan with me. As you enjoy this footage of me flipping through 2019, I'd like to share some lessons that I've learned. I've always been artistic and love to experiment with different media. That's why I'll put in the hours every month to research, plan out, and create distinctive themes for my bullet journal. It's easy to forget. At the end of the day, this is a planning tool. There are plenty of tutorials online that teach you how to use a bullet journal correctly, but these are just guidelines. You do you. It doesn't matter whether you're the best artist in the world or you feature no art at all. As long as your bullet journal is working for you, you are doing it right. Don't be intimidated or influenced by what works for other people. Use whatever key or system works for you. Add pages as you need them and just stop using any that aren't useful. I abandoned habit trackers, even though I see them in most other people's journals, because they simply weren't motivating me or holding me accountable. Some weeks will be used more than others. Don't be hard on yourself if you go a week or even longer without touching your journal. It's supposed to be an organizational resource, not a source of stress. One personal observation. I've discovered I prefer themes with fewer colors and cleaner designs. Not only are these quicker to set up, but they tend to bring me a sense of calm when I use them. Some of my favorite months were all in black and white. When I'm having a particularly busy or stressful week, I find myself juggling multiple photography clients and projects and deadlines. I found that simply 5 to 10 minutes of bullet journaling after breakfast does wonders to clear my head and kick off a really productive day. It also brings a sense of accomplishment if I finish my workday with a mini journaling session. Since I'm self-employed and work from home, this is a great way to signal that the workday is ending and my personal evening can begin. That line of separation is priceless for us freelancers. Halfway through the year, I switched to this Scribbles That Matter notebook. The size, B5, is quite a bit larger than my previous notebook, and I really appreciate it for the space to write, the freedom for more creative design, and the way it generally feels in my hands. As I'm flipping through 2019, I'm making a mental note of the pages that worked for me that I'm definitely keeping, but also the pages that I'm happy to leave behind. Since I experiment with different ways to set out my monthly views and my weekly spreads, this is a good chance to review the layouts that I feel were most efficient and worth repeating. This past year has been hard for a lot of people. I don't want to get in a long political rant here, but in 2020, I want to do better, to focus less on myself and more on helping others. Heaven knows we need it now more than ever. I'd love to hear about your dreams and goals for the new year. Leave me a comment below. Like I said before, if there's any month that you'd like to see me set up in detail, You'll find the links in the description box below. Now it's time to set up the bullet journal for 2020. One of my recent obsessions is line art, specifically those where the entire illustration is comprised of one continuous line. This year's setup is my homage to this style of art, which is infinitely harder than it looks. In my future log this time last year, I did not leave enough space to add my important activities and events. In 2019, I had fit all 12 months onto a single spread, which in hindsight is silly as I'm a wedding photographer and I'm often booked for shoots a year or even 2 in advance. This year, I'm taking a full side of notebook for every single month. Each month I'll essentially be transcribing my entire future log onto the monthly view, but I think this is what's going to work best for me. Part of my quest to do better in the new year is a conscious effort to lead a more sustainable and eco-friendly lifestyle. This page is my wants versus needs list. I often browse online when I'm in a crappy mood, but as soon as I feel better, those things just don't seem important anymore. Hopefully this spread is going to help me buy less in 2020. And for the items that I conclude I do need, this page on the right is an ongoing list of sustainable and ethical brands that I'd be happy to spend my money with. The next 2 spreads are quite boring, but completely necessary to run my business. First, my inquiries page to monitor all potential and current clients that message with future jobs. This year I'll be paying closer attention to my referral column, which is how that client found me, be it Pinterest, Instagram, word of mouth, etc., as this will help shape my future marketing strategy. The next table is for jobs that I've booked. Sadly, a big part of freelance life is chasing invoices, so it's very important to keep up with finances and every single detail of the work you do. My last 2 pages for this yearly setup are simple: a space for ideas and a list of goals split into life and work. I hope you've enjoyed watching me set up this grayscale theme and that some of the lessons I shared have been useful. Wishing you the greatest year yet and happy journaling. Bye!